Things are getting out of control for Lamar Jackson. The guy who used to make entire defenses look helpless now barely gets 2 seconds to breathe before getting crushed. Every game, he's taking more hits, running for his life, and looking more and more alone in the chaos. And the scary part? The numbers prove it's not an exaggeration. Things are genuinely ugly. The offensive line has turned into a nightmare. The offense has lost all rhythm, and even the team's confidence seems to be falling apart. Can Baltimore still save this season? Because at this rate, not even Lamar's talent will be enough to pull him out of this mess for long. Lamar Jackson kicked off the season in the worst way possible, getting beat up constantly. Every time he touches the ball, it feels like chaos is seconds away. The Ravens' offensive line simply can't hold up, and the result is Lamar scrambling everywhere. Not to make those highlight reel plays we're used to, but just to survive inside the pocket. It's like he's playing under attack every single snap, with no time to even think. The numbers show just how bad it is. 15 sacks in only 4 games. That's insane when you remember he was sacked just 23 times all of last season. It completely kills the rhythm of the offense because a quarterback who's constantly running can't truly run the show. His reads get rushed, timing gets thrown off, and the game plan that looked promising falls apart before it even starts. What makes it worse is the type of pressure he's facing. It's not just missed blocks. It's the feeling that nobody trusts the system anymore. When a quarterback has to improvise almost every play, the whole offense shifts into panic mode. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Lamar trying to carry the offense on his back, while the protection collapses in front of him. Eventually, that kind of chaos takes a toll. In the 4th game of the season, he pulled up with a hamstring injury and had to leave early, giving everyone a scare. It's not a coincidence. When a quarterback keeps taking that kind of punishment, the body gives out. The Ravens' offensive line has to step up, because if Lamar keeps playing like this, the problem won't just be losing games. They'll be losing their franchise player. And that's where the numbers hit hardest. The issue isn't Lamar's talent. It's the environment they built around him. When you dive into the stats, the full picture comes into focus. Lamar Jackson practically hasn't stood a chance. According to Fantasy Points data, he's been forced out of the pocket on over 30% of his snaps, the highest rate in the entire NFL. And here's the crazy part. Over 90% of those weren't by choice. He wasn't running because he wanted to. He was running because if he didn't, he'd get crushed. For a quarterback who thrives on rhythm and timing, that's a death sentence. The most alarming stat might be his 69.4% pressure rate. No other quarterback in the league is even close to that. It's like trying to play chess while someone's kicking the table the entire time. Lamar can't even finish his first read before an edge rusher is already in his face. Even with all his talent and creativity, there's only so much one player can do before the lack of protection beats him. And it's not just about sacks. It affects everything. The playbook shrinks, the calls get predictable, and the offense loses its identity. That smooth rhythm that used to define Baltimore, with Lamar in total control of the tempo, disappears when every snap turns into a scramble for survival. You can't run a creative offense when your quarterback is running for his life on every down. The result? A team that looks stuck, low on confidence, with every drive feeling like a battle against the clock and against itself. Baltimore can't think about the playoffs while their offensive line looks like a turnstile. And that's where the real impact shows up in the one stat that matters most. Wins, or in this case, the lack of them. The consequences of that weakness showed up on the scoreboard fast. With Lamar in the lineup, the Ravens have just 1 win and 4 losses. And what's worse is that those defeats came against the top contenders, the kind of teams that reveal who's truly elite. Every time the level of competition rose, Baltimore's protection crumbled, and so did the offense. What used to be one of the most dynamic systems in the league turned into a predictable, lifeless unit relying on individual plays to survive. When a quarterback like Lamar Jackson can't run the game plan, the domino effect is brutal. The run game loses rhythm, short routes stop working, and opposing defenses start dictating the pace. Suddenly, the Ravens look powerless, like a team fighting with one hand tied behind its back. It's painful to watch so much talent being wasted because of something as basic as protection. Sure, they've tried to adjust quick passes, faster reads, shorter drops, but that only works for a few drives. Without time or blocking, the offense can't keep it up for 4 quarters. The pattern repeats. Short drives, punts, and a defense left on the field way too long. The physical and mental wear adds up, and before long, the whole team starts to break. And this isn't just a bad stretch. It's becoming a dangerous pattern. If the Ravens don't fix this fast, the losses will keep piling up. Which brings us to the next point. Even switching quarterbacks couldn't change the outcome.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video. But before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
When Lamar went down, the Ravens turned to Cooper Rush hoping he could at least stabilize the offense. But it only got worse. In 2 games, he threw 4 interceptions, didn't score a single touchdown, and never found a rhythm within Baltimore's system. And to be fair, he was dealing with the same nightmare Lamar had. When the line doesn't block, there isn't a quarterback alive who can succeed. Rush is a capable backup, but he needs structure, something Baltimore clearly doesn't have right now. The pressure comes early, the pocket collapses instantly, and the timing of every play falls apart. The offense slows down, loses identity, and defenses pick up on it fast. Teams are blitzing nearly every snap, knowing Baltimore's protection can't handle it. That stretch exposed just how dependent this team is on Lamar Jackson. Even when overworked, his talent alone kept the Ravens competitive. With Rush, all the creativity and unpredictability disappeared. It became obvious. Without Lamar, this offense is a shadow of itself. And without protection, not even Lamar can save it. Now, the entire season feels like it's hanging by a thread, which makes the next stretch, the bye week and the trade deadline, absolutely critical for Baltimore's future. The bye week couldn't have come at a better time. After weeks of chaos and punishment, the Ravens finally get a chance to breathe, reset, and figure out what went wrong. The diagnosis is obvious until they fix the offensive line. Nothing else matters. The coaching staff knows it. The front office knows it. Protecting Lamar Jackson has to be the #1 priority. Because as long as he's running for his life, the offense will never reach its full potential. This break isn't just about rest. It's a turning point. The team can tweak the scheme, adjust protections, and maybe use the trade deadline to bring in some immediate help. There are options out there, and if Baltimore wants to stay in the playoff race, they need to act now. Every week they wait is another step toward a lost season. Lamar should be healthy again soon, but that won't mean much if the same chaos is waiting for him. He's the heart of the franchise, the engine that makes everything go. But even the best engine needs protection. The question is whether the Ravens will actually fix it in time. Baltimore still has the talent and time to turn things around. But it all comes down to one brutal truth. How much longer can Lamar Jackson keep fighting alone inside that collapsing pocket? What's happening to Lamar Jackson isn't just a slump. It's a massive warning sign flashing inside Baltimore. A quarterback this good shouldn't have to play under siege every week. If the Ravens don't move fast, they'll waste another season on the same old mistakes. The offensive line has to change, and soon. The bye week came at the right moment, but the clock's ticking. The trade deadline could be their lifeline, and Lamar needs help now if he's going to get this team back on track. So the question is, will Baltimore act before it's too late? Because at this point, not even Lamar's brilliance might be enough to drag the Ravens out of this hole.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.